She struggles, so we're good.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. And I hope you all have a wonderful day.
Thank
You
you.
also. Thank you, John. Well, welcome everyone. So what I see, you can tell me if it's basically accurate. Myself, Lorraine, Henry, Ann,
Mm-hmm.
and is there anyone else? That's it?
That's
You
it.
gotcha. So we're a
Yeah.
small but choice group today.
Yeah.
So interestingly, before we start, and I do have a lot to cover today,
Mm-hmm.
there's kind of a lot to talk about that's gonna change the direction as we go forward.
Mm-hmm.
I talked to yourself, Lorraine, yesterday,
Yes.
and it's gonna be some big changes for the conceivable future. So I talked to Emily Williams at the Senior Center yesterday. Just to make this story short in a nutshell, in October at the beginning, I got COVID. It went away. I got rebound. It went away. I got a heart issue. It's still here. I have had a month of night sweats. Lost 20 something pounds in a couple of months, 10 in the last month. Down to 150. I'm weak. What I've done so far, a couple weeks ago, I stopped going totally to the Y. So I'm taking a leave of absence.
Mm-hmm.
I had continued to go, except for last week, back on and on to the senior center. But often enough, I had to call out sick. And it really wasn't been anyone. It's like, you can't depend on me. And it's kind of sad because I always viewed myself as of September, the strongest 60-something-year-old I know. Now I feel like the weakest. But it's been a long, hard process and kind of depressing. Though I do have a couple good news that I did not talk to Lorraine about yesterday.
Okay. Yeah.
So over the last couple months, most of my contact with doctors, and they've been great, is Compass Medical. They've done x-rays, they've done EKGs, they've done blood tests, on, and they've been good. But what they don't do, they don't kind of try to figure out what's underlying, what the hell is going on.
Right. Yeah.
So my doctor, who I've had for 20 years since I got sick many years ago with a different illness, is a great person to assemble, figure out what's going on, and he will eventually send me somewhere. He sent me to get blood tests today, and as a matter of fact, I got pinpricked in 9 blood tests, which he'll contact me about tomorrow and the results. So we're starting, and we're also a urine test. So that's a start. Next week, I have a cardiologist, and we'll go from there.
Yeah.
So anyways, that was what I talked to Emily about yesterday. And to me, it's kind of heart-wrenching because I've been doing this for 9 years, and that's my whole life doing all this volunteer stuff. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Here's the shit never stops. Yesterday, and I told you yesterday, I was going to go to the senior center for 1 o'clock to tell them what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I was on my way, and I was a half hour early because of all the shit going on. I really pushed my wife and said, we need to get a will done. And you know exactly who the person I went to, because she talked today. I went back again. She talked incessantly about you, and she really loves you.
Oh, I love her too. Yeah.
So I had a half hour. I went right past the senior center, maybe 2/10 of a mile, partially past it. I signaled to take a right on Route 18. There's only 1 lane going north and 1 lane going south. I felt everything was in total control. I signaled to go into the parking lot. My front tire on my passenger side had entered the parking lot. And then I wasn't really paying attention behind me. Someone came around behind me. She said she thought I was going to take a left, but I'm turning in to the right. And she went on my right through the parking lot, and my front bumper is smashed up. I'm thinking $5,000, but it's all one giant piece and then just a trim piece.
Yeah.
And it's just a shit about having to follow up. I'm hoping my insurance doesn't go up. So then I went back today. I asked them at the law office, and then I went across the street, there's a, what is it, like a military thing? I never see anyone there, but you probably know what it is. It's always empty. I went across the street, knocked on the door. They came out, they said they don't have cameras or anything, so they couldn't help me. They're
Oh,
not sure at the law office because they don't own the building. So they're gonna follow up with that and see. The
Yeah.
only help I have, two of the people at the law office heard the crash and they immediately came to the window. And today they said they saw my light blinking on that side, right, which
oh,
would,
good.
yeah, but they didn't see the crash. So,
Oh,
you know, how much help, I don't know, but I'm gonna use
Yeah.
them. And they can't, you know, they're lawyers, so I don't know how much I can get, but I did talk to them. They're thinking about what they can say and that shit. Kind of unbelievable, all happened in one friggin' day.
oh, David, jeez.
So
Oh,
that's kind of it about me, and I'm sorry to bore you with a lot of information. But what I do want to tell you, my plan for both the Elder Affairs Commission and the Disability Commission is to continue having Zoom calls if possible. But then it's going to be, and it depends. At the Elder Affairs, there's a bunch of people there, so all I have to be is a narrator. You know, here I'm not quite sure. So we'll get into that at the end.
right.
Does
Yeah.
anyone have any questions or anything?
No, David, I know it's gonna be day by day with you, but like I mentioned yesterday, you've got a strong support system with all of us. We're all
I
here to
appreciate
help you
that.
in whatever way that we can. So, please, you don't even have to reach out to us. We'll reach out to you, whatever you need, David.
I
Yeah.
appreciate that. And it's not just me. I'm not gonna mention anything, but there's so many people that have similar problems and similar issues. I had talked to you many times, Lorraine, how my brother-in-law was dying and then there was a miracle and, you know, 5 or 6 years later, stage 4 rectal cancer went away. He looks great. He came for Thanksgiving.
That's fantastic.
You
Oh,
never know. Oh my gosh. And his dad is 96. He got the same cancer and the same medicine. And he continues to live at home with his daughter and still
wow.
function. So there's miracles out there, but it's not for
There
everyone.
is. There is. And they'll get to the bottom of it, David, and you'll be able to move forward once they figure out what it is, and then they'll treat it from there,
That's true.
So,
And I'm sorry to kind of delay your time today. Is there anything so far that you'd like to share with us or any updates or whatever?
No, sorry, I got interrupted too. Someone came into my office,
Oh,
so
okay.
I missed the end of that. I kind of got distracted myself, but again, I was out of work a little bit myself from being sick, so I'm playing catch up, but I don't have really any updates or anything, obviously.
Okay.
A lot's changing here with retirements and stuff, so
yeah,
just trying to keep up with that, but
yeah.
as far as the commission goes, I don't really have any
Okay.
updates. So.
Mhm.
Well, thank you, Ann, and good luck with any kind of changes and updates
Yeah.
and whatever's going on with you. There's nothing but change in everyone's lives.
Oh, it is crazy.
My wife used to work 62 miles away at Raytheon.
Oh, wow.
Each way. The best thing that ever happened, not COVID really, but she worked home for the last 3 years. Now they want her to go back, but they closed her plan. Now it's 82 miles.
Oh, my
And
goodness.
so
What, really?
everyone's got to go back. Well,
Oh,
she's not
wow,
going
that's
back.
tough.
But she's
Yeah.
gonna be 65 in April. And
Yeah.
whenever the shit hits the fan, she's gonna retire.
Yes, yeah. Oh,
Yeah, I
wow.
got 11 and a half months to go now.
Yeah.
Oh, good for you.
The
That's a nice-
I'm not
countdown's
counting.
You're looking at the top of the mountain, Ann.
on. I know, you are.
Before I just go on for the agenda, does anyone have anything else they want to add? Okay. So we called the meeting to order at 2 o'clock today. Is there anyone that has public comment? Okay. So this is amazing. And it shows you can spend 3, 4, 5 years and things will finally happen. So we're talking about the BHA crosswalks. Lorraine updated me. I'm going to leave it all up to her.
Yep. So I actually have been checking on it. As you know, she's not the director sitting at Bridgewater, but she is from the Taunton Housing Authority. And Bridgewater has a management agreement with Colleen Doherty. So we've been filling her in, and she did do a letter to the town manager, Michael Dutton, citing the the real need to have the crosswalk issue taken care of and the safety issue and all that. So I've been kind of going that way here and there, just checking a little bit. And I did notice that the crosswalks were painted. And then I was talking to Kathy one day and Kathy said, oh, I saw them putting up, lights. So I did drive by and I emailed David afterwards, and there is some signage, which is wonderful in both directions. It looks like flashing lights. I didn't see them on, but maybe they come on at dusk. I'm not really sure. It's highly visible. And it looks like the Hemlock Drive and the Heritage Circle signs, they look new.
They are.
They new?
They have similar signs
Yeah,
downtown Bridgewater. They're bright yellow. They have
Yeah.
arrows pointing to the crosswalks.
yes.
And they have like a solar panel. So at night, they flash, all the time.
Fantastic.
What's amazing, it only took how many years to get this? Henry, do you remember years ago, we were talking about it, we had meetings here and maybe 3-4 years ago, and they could never get into it?
Yep.
They kicked her out of this whole shitty situation.
Mhm.
For as many years I can remember, they had 2 orange barrels, one on each side. I always thought they were covering up big holes on the side of the road.
Yes.
That was supposed to be a hindrance to go fast, which I knew. They took those away when they put real signs up.
I know. So it's just long overdue. So it's great. It's great news. And I kept praying that no one would be hit by a car, a pedestrian or whatever, someone trying to cross,
Let me ask you a question. Does anyone think we should, it's kind of a moot point, thank Dutton, Kim Williams and the crew for accomplishing this shit? They took so many years. Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think you should send him a letter. It's about time.
Let me think what I'll say. I'll send something.
I think maybe we should just send something saying that we were very pleased to see the long overdue repairs, finally come to fruition or something like that, And
I think, what do they say? You're better off sugar than spice.
Yes,
If we're
yeah.
assholes, it's only going to hurt us probably.
yes, because there's other projects in the pipe, so,
So, can you hear me, Anna? Anna, you're on. It says that your volume is muted. So take a look at it. I don't see a picture either. I just see it says iPhone, and I see a cross through the volume, and I don't see anything else on that. It's usually on the bottom left. Does anyone disagree? You just look for volume or
oh, there she is.
oh, there you are.
Okay.
Can you hear us, Anna?
Hear me now?
I can hear you and we can
Yes.
see you. It's 200% better now that you're here. So great.
Yeah,
Good. Don't touch anything. Just stay there. And we're glad you're here.
Yeah.
Go on.
So the next thing, I'm not going to say anything unless Cameron comes, updates on the Bridgewater Rainham CPAC. Just see if there was any updates. There never has been. Someday there might be, but no one else is involved, so we'll see.
right.
Okay.
What I told you earlier about my health issues and stepping back is going to affect our future. So I'm still going to do the Zoom meetings in both, but I'm not going to be running around, and all the different things I do is going to be different. It could be 2 weeks, it could be 2 months. I don't know. It's going to be a while, I would imagine, but I don't know.
Mhm.
Sorry.
So-
about-
Everything I'm going to just tell you, just things to think about. Maybe you could email me when you get an opportunity. Email me some ideas,
Mhm.
suggestions. Doesn't have to be anything today, but ideas that maybe everyone can take one little thing, so that when we can try to get together and we'll have something to maintain a half-hour program. I
Yeah.
will say I'm going to continue to keep contact with Mary Lee Hunt. She's amazing. Last week, she sent me the name information of a couple people in town that have some disability issues, but they're bright, they're articulate. One of them, at least, had gone to college. She said they had gone for the lighting on Sunday. She met them there on the town green.
Mhm.
She asked them about if they could make it to this call, but they obviously have not. But
Mhm.
she's a fount of knowledge, and a couple of her emails just prior to Thanksgiving were pages long with so much information. She's so invested in Bridgewater and people that I'll just keep working with her for whatever I can get.
Mhm.
Is Stephen on?
Who?
Is Stephen?
No one else. No one else.
Because
Uh,
sometimes I'm on too.
Okay, well, we'll keep reaching out to them.
Yeah.
So David,
Yes,
as I had mentioned to you in an email, what I would like to do is continue, if I could serve as the liaison to the Bridgewater Housing Authority.
that's wonderful.
I feel it's, for me, it's like a direct connection that I've had for a while. And I'd like to continue that and reach out maybe to the residents, and if there's ever any issues, or reach out to the director or whatever it may be, just so that we're still remain very closely connected to the residents that are living at the housing authority. And also the other thing that I mentioned to you is I will start maybe jumping onto other town websites,
All
just
right,
taking a look at some of the other disabilities commissions and see, just, I mean, every single town is obviously very different, but maybe
great.
take a peek at like what they're working on or what they've been involved in, and maybe it could be like some ideas for us. So I was thinking of doing that too, maybe, you know.
I think both of them are great ideas.
Yeah.
And you know what, you're gonna drop totally, let them know that the whoever's in charge of BHA out of Raynham or Taunton, I forget the name,
Mhm.
and it was accomplished. Congratulations, but they're gonna have other things. I mean, in the past, there's other issues, so it's
Yes.
really, they'll come with something else. You don't have to do a lot of legwork. Once you find out, we can follow up. And that's,
Right.
great. We're done with the crosswalk now. Something else can be our.
Yeah,
goal.
exactly. And I can work with the commissioners also, you know, obviously through the director and stuff. So,
Great.
yeah.
So a couple things out of new, ADA coordinate basics training. If
Mhm.
anyone signed up, I did. It's Thursday at 1 o'clock to 2 p.m. So it's just an hour. They said it's pretty basic. And honestly, I was thinking about the town of Bridgewater prior to 4 or 5 years ago, and now nobody knows what the ADA coordinator does. Nobody follows up. Some of the stuff that happened in the past, we went to, actually, everyone remembers this. We went to a town council meeting. Marilee Hunt brought somebody from Waterford Village to the meeting. It was on Zoom for some people. And they knew that she had fallen, she was injured, the sidewalk sucked, and they're supposed to have so many days to follow up. No one ever did. It was just an open case forever, and every single thing is an open case. So we'll get back to that, but I think we need to follow up and come up with a plan.
Mhm.
Training includes this session. Training includes hands-on, interactive scenarios to test and apply knowledge. It's an hour. The only thing I'm going to learn is what are they supposed to be responsible for? If anyone remembers, we tried to get Chris Hoffman, who's constantly at the senior center and involved with the building going on. He's personable, he's involved. Nobody else even gives a crap and never gets involved. So when stuff has happened, no one ever followed up. And I don't think probably in the last 10 years, there's probably no cases that anyone ever followed up. It just dies there. And unless someone got a lawyer involved, it's over.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's too bad.
So that's on, I will be there for that.
Mhm.
Beginning in 2023, I'd like everyone to think about dividing a system of follow-up vacations. That's kind of what I was just talking about.
Mhm.
So we've talked about it. We have all these cases, like back to the case at Waterford Village. The woman fell, and then she fell again sometime later. She had a heart attack out there when she fell one time. And I know, Annie, I think you know very well who the person was. And on and on and on. No one ever followed up. So we need to have like a computer program that we don't have to do a lot of, looking around, whatever. It's just, we can go into it. And I'm not the best of this kind of program and figure out, what happened 6 months ago, 2 months ago, 4 months ago. And, once you set up the program, it takes a minute or two to fill in the slots, but we don't really do that. So we're always digging up or looking. But I know, and when I used to work for decades, my office and my admin and would do all this stuff for me. And I never really learned how to do that because I was spoiled. But, we're gonna have to look into that as we go forward. And it's gonna make our job easier because every time when I come to make the meeting, 90% of it will just pop up from the last meeting and what the progress is.
Yeah, yeah.
And again, continuing, we never hear back after first contact. That goes back to the ADA coordinator.
Mhm.
We followed up 4 times with the Water Village, nothing. Henry and I went multi times to Marathon Park on the disability signs, minimum of 3 years. All that the hell they had to do is move 2 signs, took a minimum of 3 years. 2 signs, just someone that works for the town, probably less than $100. Why would that take years? And if we posted it on Facebook and they were humiliated, it would have happened in a week. But we get a follow up. So that kind of goes back to the follow up. We should devise a system where we follow up at specific space time. So maybe every 2 months, every 3 months, submit it. And that way, you're going to have everything every month and it's going to be pretty easy for us. We need to discuss how we can handle this work in organization. Quite honestly, in the Elder Affairs Commission, I do the narrating, I move the meeting along, but I have a kind of a column that I do every time. It's talking about programs we're working on, and it's usually maybe 20 to a half hour each time. I'm not going to be doing that crap anymore. So at the Elder Affairs meeting, I'm just going to be the narrator from now on.
Yeah.
Here, I'm doing most of it. So we're going to have to decide, can anyone do 15 minutes a month and send it to me?
Mhm.
What can we do? But I'm not going to be able to. So think about all that. I'm not saying get out there and spend hours. Just think about if you got ideas, how we could handle it so we can come up with at least a half-hour meeting to keep us flexible and moving.
Right.
Try to continue going. If you have interest in doing this, great. If you don't, just let me know.
Yeah.
I've tried, but for me, the shit's hit the fan.
Mhm.
I don't want to get upset, but
Yeah.
this has been emotional for me. So I just, anything you can do would help.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, suggestions of possible invitations to university members. They have so much knowledge.
Mhm.
Bridgewater officials, peers, they could help us so much. They reach out to the senior center and they have people that share their knowledge. We don't have anyone, reaching out to us because we're a quiet little organization. Maybe we could try, I will ask going forward, Karen, if she could do it, but we need somehow to pull people with a lot of experience, with a lot of knowledge to
Yeah.
drive
Yeah.
us.
That's
I
a
think
good,
Karen would be a great source. Obviously, she's, at the college and she knows those connections and who's who. So I think in that light, I think, that should be an asset with that. And maybe she can connect us, like I said, with other departments that can, like she had before,
Definitely.
Yeah.
So I had written down agenda topics for January. I'm skipping Christmas. It's
Mhm.
coming up next month. It's not going to happen. If
Yeah.
I'm better or so forth, we'll see. For it, it would be January 31st. So we're basically talking 2 months away. Obviously, you'll
Yeah.
hear by then. If you have any things you would like to add, you got 2 whole months. But think about it. And if there's something exciting or some issues, think about it. Here's something I saw. My daughter's old job. I never say anything because she worked there at a marijuana facility.
Mhm.
Yes,
ACS on Elm Street in Bridgewater. So their handicap parking is a dozen spots.
just walking away.
There's a dozen spots to the left,
Mhm.
and nothing is. It's the farthest you could possibly go to park. I've never seen that doesn't even make any sense. It's supposed to be medical marijuana, and it's supposed to be people that have health issues or whatever. So, something you think about. There's a lot of crap like that out there.
Mhm.
The last ticket here, I left it in
I can't hear. I'm sorry, Henry.
when you're in recline and you come to sit up.
I don't think he realized he didn't mute
don't know.
himself.
I didn't mute himself.
Yeah.
Oh,
I can read,
it was such a-
Kind of wrapping up. I went through everything.
the pavement,
I hope everyone had a happy Thanksgiving. I hope everyone enjoyed special moments with their friends and family.
yes.
We had, I told some people, I had 16 people come and it wasn't as bad as you expect. It was crazy. And I thought they'd leave 1 to 5:30, but it was 1 to 7:30. Long day.
Yeah.
My sister and brother-in-law with the dog, they only stayed 3 hours. Dog was in the car. It was calm. So it was kind of, we looked at it and when it came out of the car, we waved. That was it. So that was kind of fun and no issues.
So the turkey wasn't grabbed by the dog though, off the table?
No.
Dog never came in the car.
Oh,
It never
okay.
Came in the car. I mean, in the house. I
Waiting to hear
apologize.
that story, David, from you.
Yeah,
Yeah, it never came in the house.
Yeah.
we
The
had,
kind of, go on, Anna.
oh, we had Thanksgiving. Thank God my mom got out of the hospital to celebrate.
Oh, great.
Oh, good.
How's she doing now, Anna?
Not good. So tomorrow I
I'm
have
sorry to hear that.
yeah.
Oh,
I'm sorry to hear
a roller coaster, you know, Dave.
that. So I hope everyone, I probably won't see some of you, some people I'll see 2 or 3 times between now and Christmas.
yeah.
Some I may not see. I hope and pray that everyone has a great Christmas.
Mhm.
Happy
You too.
holidays. We're still
You-
planning to do, Christmas at my in-law, well, Christmas Eve a week before at my in-laws, but we do all the work. My wife does the real Christmas Eve, which is her parents. And then we go to my sister-in-law and brother-in-law in Westport. There's usually
Wow.
about 35 people and we'll be
Wow.
there on actual Christmas. We'll see how I'm feeling then, because that's going to be kind of a hard day, but we'll see.
Yes.
This coming Sunday, my wife doesn't like to drive, so she was going to go, and she's still going to go to a dance recital for the youngest niece that lives in Westport. So
Oh.
I'm driving, but I'm not
Yeah.
going to go in. I'm just going to sit in the car for 2.5 hours,
Oh,
bring
boy.
relax, and I'll just sit there and I'll probably fall asleep. And I learned my lesson. I always drive my sister around or whatever. Maybe 3 years ago, without thinking about it, I was there a long time. It was a warm day. I kept the radio going and so forth. Didn't think about it. I didn't have it running. When I went, my sister came out hours and hours later than expected. The battery was friggin' dead.
Oh, no.
I had to wait for AAA to come.
Right.
It took time. Forced to buy a battery early. So I'll keep the car running the whole time. I know
Yeah.
that.
Oh, God. Jeez.
So I've gone over a lot. All I can ask, I hope and pray you all have the best holiday ever. And Henry, just send my regards, love, and so forth to Barbara. I miss her and I haven't seen her for so long, and I hope everything's great. And that's about it. Anyone want to add anything?
Well, I wish everybody a Merry Christmas too, and I hope that you will feel well, Dave, and you're in my prayers.
Thank you very much.
And-
Yes.
Anyone else have?
As I had mentioned before, we're all here to support you, and obviously in my role as, the vice chair, I'm here to do whatever you need me to take care of or handle, and the last thing you need to have is any kind of stress involving any of it, so.
So appreciated.
Yeah.
Anyone else have last comments before we end? So don't say enough. I love you all. You all have kept this commission going. And I can't remember when it was, but someone came to one of our meetings not very long ago, and they said most of the disability commissions collapsed, and they had gone around and there's almost no disability commissions.
I
Because there's
remember.
always lack of interest.
Mhm.
Does anyone remember who said that? It was recently.
I remember that. Someone did say that. I forget who. Yeah.
That's the kind of thing, a month from now will pop into a head of my head, but I can't think of it.
It
now.
was a gentleman that was there. Oh my
But
God.
someone said it, and it's
Yeah.
true. It's true. There's hardly anyone. It's hard work. And it's
It is.
forcing, pushing,
Doing it for how long now? Over 5 years?
Mhm.
for me, way more. You've been doing it probably.
More.
Henry,
So-
how long have you been doing it?
I'd say about 6 years.
6
Yeah.
years? 5
I think
years?
I've even longer. Henry's been a staple right from the start.
I was
Yeah.
on like one of the first ones years ago, and then it did disband, and so
Yeah.
I'm glad this was resurrected, you know? And
This-
like
this
you
one-
said, we need to keep ourselves relevant and just part of everything going on. So a lot of that is gonna be through our own efforts and just making it happen. And I mean, there's a great resource online with the Massachusetts Office of Disabilities too. So there's a lot of information there too.
There sure is. I have to thank Ann Schuster because she mostly has come to most meetings. Sometimes she's unable to. I really appreciate because sometimes it's boring and you say to yourself, what the hell does this have to do with me? But you always show up. And you're a
I'll
great
never
person.
say that.
You're not gonna tell me that, Ann, but yeah. At the station. Oh, by the way, so 2 cops came yesterday to the accident. And then I went there and the same one that came, I can't think of his name. I went to get my accident report in the afternoon and he's in the lobby just standing there for whatever reason. Hello, Mr. Frem. And I didn't even say a word. He just gave me the accident report. He said,
Oh,
Oh, good. I'm glad they treated you well.
nice.
okay. They didn't, what I wanted him to say, Mr. Frem, you look like it's all the other person's fault, but they didn't say anything.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's bad or they don't say anything to anyone, but I heard nothing good either.
Yeah, you have to be careful driving because everybody doesn't look anymore.
Anna, do you have anything else besides what you've mentioned?
No. Well, I did talk to Emily and I wanted to give a donation for the Given Tree.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, I'm not involved with anything now, so just
Yeah.
if anyone wants to do any of that stuff, if anything shows up, reach out to Emily. She's
Yeah.
got such a great plan going over. Do
Yes.
whatever you feel you're comfortable with, but it won't be coming through much this year.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I think that's everything. Just thank you so much. I'm going to send out emails and texts and stuff so you can kind of get updates. And I just wish everyone the best. So
Yeah.
last words of wisdom, or otherwise we're going to adjourn the meeting.
No, we
David.
wish you the same,
Thank
David.
you, David.
We
Have a
should-
wonderful holiday.
Henry,
And my mom,
Meeting.
the next one, right now we're planning for the last day of January, but we'll see how everything's going.
Mhm.
okay.
Well, good luck with you, David.
All right, take care.
Thank you very
David.
much.
Best
Uh,
wishes to you.
Anyone else?
Wishes. No, take care, and we'll be in touch, David, as we always are, you and I, so.
Oh, I know, and I always hear from Anna all the time. I
Yeah.
hope you hear from Henry. I usually hear a couple times a month, and I called him today because I was getting nervous, but I call in case you had something, but he's fine. And
Yeah.
I always enjoy hearing from Henry and so forth. So I wish everyone the best, and
Yeah.
God bless you all, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Yeah,
God bless.
Thank you.
Take
Thanks
care.
a lot.
everyone.
Take it easy.
Bye-bye.
Okay,
Everybody
bye.
Feel better.
Thank you.
Care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Let me get out of here.